Welcome back. Healthcare costs continue to rise, and many people blame the insurance companies for that. But is it really their fault? Audrey Tillman is with Aflac. She joins us this morning. Audrey, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. What do we as the consumer need to understand about healthcare, Audrey?
Well, the first thing is that even if you have major medical, it's not designed to cover all of the expenses associated with a medical incident. In fact, a lot of people, once they are in the middle of a medical crisis, are blindsided by the other cost above and beyond what major medical covers.
We hear at work, choose your insurance. You just kind of pick it, not thinking that, not looking at the fine print, and then something happens, an unexpected emergency cost. How important is it to plan for unexpected health emergencies?
Oh, it's critical. You need to really weave that into your financial planning because it can be devastating, even if you have major medical. The American Journal of Medicine conducted a study, and it said that 60% of people who file bankruptcy are from medical debt. And of those 60%, almost 70% of them had major medical. So it's costs beyond the doctors, the hospitalization, things that people don't really consider that if they found themselves in that medical crisis could be crippling and devastating to their family.
I can't believe it's 60%.
60%.
Wow. What are some of those unexpected costs? What are we not taking into consideration?
Well, you think about things like co-insurance, co-pays, travel, if a loved one has to seek special care at another place, travel, lost wages, hotels, all those expenses that you will incur, but that would never be covered by major medical. So to look at it comprehensively, what are all of these expenses associated with an illness or an injury, and be prepared for that.
Do you think people also forget to consider the deductible? If maybe they have a high deductible health care plan?
Absolutely, that can also be a contributing factor. So all of those together, if you had a child, for instance, who had an illness and you had to go to another city for that care, your lost wages, transportation, lodging, co-pays, high deductible, all those things, and then you add an extended illness onto it, it can be tremendous in terms of the financial strain.
And what does that mean long term for your health care insurance also? Say you get on the other side of the illness, is that why premiums end up going up?
Well, it can certainly be a contributing factor, but when you look at major medical and even health care reform, it's not designed to cover everything associated with a health event. So those things that I mentioned before, those unexpected things that people are blindsided with, they'll never, ever be covered by major medical or even health care reform. There's always the need to plan for those things. We always hope we won't have to, but to find ourselves in those positions, and plenty of people do. We hear it at Aflac all the time. I had no idea about these other expenses, and I'm so grateful that I didn't have to worry about it.
And I think it's a unique situation too, because you're not only dealing with the stress of a health crisis, but then a financial stress as well. It's probably the two biggest stressors you can have.
Absolutely, and they're simultaneous.
What can we plan? How can we plan? How can we avoid this?
Well, there are several things you can do. First of all, to take advantage of wellness screenings and things that are provided through most major medical, preventative care. The big goal is to not find yourself in the health crisis. But even with that, being financially responsible right now, don't get into debt. We do a report every year, the Aflac Workforces Report, and one of the really interesting findings was 25% of the people we surveyed, and these are people who are employed, they have jobs, 25% of those people had less than $500 saved in savings, and 50% had less than $1,000. So being financially responsible, putting money away for a rainy day or for a sick day is critical. And then finally, you can do things like investigate supplemental insurance products like Aflac sells. Those policies go directly to the patient. They are paid directly to them, not to the hospitals. So now I have money to pay for lodging if I've got to stay with my child at Emory and I'm from Columbus. Now I have money to pay the co-pays and things that are out of pocket that must be paid. So a comprehensive approach to all things that may occur.
Audrey, talk to me about the RCC, the Real Cost Calculator. How does that work?
Well, it's something that we came up with this year, and it's to give the consumer, the unaware consumer, an idea of exactly what the expenses are that are associated with several illnesses. Take, for example, a broken leg. You can go into our website, aflac.com, log on, you first pick the condition that you want to cost out, you put in a guesstimate of your health insurance and what it will cover, then you put your demographic information, your age, your relative health, and those things. And the Real Cost Calculator will spit out what those costs are per month that are associated with that condition. Not the major medical, but everything, lost wages, daycare, things of that nature that still have to be paid, but if I'm out of work, not earning a check, what do I do?
It's a good way to know what could be coming down the road.
Exactly. It's to make the consumer aware and also educate them, because if you know, then you can plan, and that's the whole goal of it.
Yeah, plan and know your coverage too, and hopefully you'll never have to use it, right?
Absolutely.
Audrey, thank you. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.